This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
As most of you well know, last night was the commencement of our 20th annual purge. This year we had an unusually high rate of violent and gruesome crime and death. What is the cause, you asked? You guessed it, marine pollution. Marine pollution affects many aspects of life, including humans, animals, and the environment, making ocean pollution a large-scale issue that the global community needs to focus on as a whole. Thanks for joining us today at our organization End Purge Today. If you're a regular follower, welcome back. But if you're new, I'd like to introduce us a little more. We are a nonprofit organization that's main goal is to end the horrible ways of purging through stopping the purge of marine pollution in our oceans, which affects humans, animals, and the environment. Like I said earlier, last night was our 20th annual purge, and if you tuned into our pre-purge analysis, you would remember the highest demands of weapons on the market, pollution in the forms of plastic, runoff, and dumping. Now with our post-purge analysis, we are continuing into the aftermath of these gruesome tactics and the effects they had last night.
Hello viewers, my team and I took immediate care of all the injured wildlife due to last night's purge. We were the first responders. Some of the most cases we came across were those of animals choking on plastic debris. Now, plastic doesn't degrade when it gets to the ocean. It just breaks down into smaller microscopic pieces, and majority of the times animals mistake them for food. When oceanic creatures and even birds consume plastic inadvertently, they choke on it, which causes a steady decline in their population. Now, the cause of death, the choking on the plastic, may be an immediate result, but in the long run, the food chains are thrown off by the population's great decrease. That's not the only long-term effect that all this dumping and waste in the ocean that we purged last night will have. The waste that are dumped into the oceans tend to have toxic substances, which soak in all the oceanic oxygen. This leads to marked depletion of oxygen available to mammals and other fishes, causing them to die in their natural habitat. Now thinking about that, due to man-made products that we as humans have purged into the ocean, animals are dying in their own habitat. The food chain is being thrown off. We feed as people on the animals. That's not the only thing my team has found. My team works with scientists that have been finding higher and higher levels of man-made chemicals in marine mammal bodies, which has corresponded with the increase of mass die-offs, otherwise inexplicable population declines and strandings. They have found that many of these events are associated with immune system dysfunction, suggestive of broad environment distress in the ocean. Due to the pollution that us as humans have purged in the ocean. Now, knowing this information, I hope you join us here at our organization to stop the purge of marine pollution once and for all. Thank you.
Wow, what a big thank you to our team of first responders to the wildlife negatively affected by last night's purge. Now we're going to move on to the team that investigated and specialized in the environment affected by all the marine pollution. Hi, I'm the lead researcher and investigator here at the Environmentalist Program for our End Purge Today organization. Today we're going to focus on all the effects that our purging will have on the environment. First of all, I want to start off with the coral reefs. Some pollutants that we dumped last night, such as sewage and runoff from farming, increase the level of nitrogen in the water, causing an overgrowth of algae which smothers reef by cutting off their sunlight. Not just the stuff we dump, but mainly the stuff we dump along coasts and in major river basins can threaten coral reefs through toxic material inputs to the coastal ecosystem. The ecosystem and the environment of the marine life supports the fish, and the fish support us. Going off of this all will lead to mass reductions in the productivity of the marine environment, which is so essential to the livelihoods of cultures and food security of several 100 million people. So many forms and cultures of life rely on the ocean. And what are we doing? We're dumping all of our waste into it. Nitrogen-rich fertilizers applied by farmers inland, for example, end up in local streams, rivers, and groundwater, and are eventually deposited in estuaries, bays, and deltas. Now, last night, the farmers and the businesses and everyone you could think of, all the industries took advantage of the purge and dumped everything into the oceans. All of these effects are going to be highly increased now. These excess nutrients can spawn massive blooms of algae that rob the water of oxygen, like I said before, leaving not only smothered reefs, but dead zones. Scientists have counted such as 400 dead zones around the world. Like I said before, we rely on the environment in the ocean. They support fish, which support food for us as humans. So why would humans be purging all of this into water when we need this to be healthy for our own lives? Please join our organization today to stop the purge of all this marine pollution and help save our marine environments. Thank you. Wow. Did you have any idea that environment was being impacted that greatly? Well, moving on to our final victim of last night's purging, the one you care most about. The effects of human-made marine pollution on humans. Over to our specialists. Hi, I'm the human specialist here at our organization, putting our cause forward to ending this purge. If you're a new viewer, you've been watching this analysis wondering, why do I care? Why should I want to put a stop to marine pollution? Well, I'm here to tell you how all in all this pollution and all this purging comes down to affect you individually. Did you know that 70% of the oxygen we breathe comes from marine plants? In particular, 50% is produced by phytoplankton, ocean phytoplankton, and the water via transevaporation is what we drink, and that its fish provides staple diets for half of the people on our earth. Half of the people get their diets from the ocean. Also, furthermore, the ocean has mopped up almost all of the extra heat we are adding into the atmosphere. If the ocean wasn't there to absorb all that up, we would have fried by now. All in all, the pollution affects, like already been proven, affects the environment and the marine wildlife. We use the marine wildlife as a food source. We use their environment as an oxygen source. This is our planet. We live on this planet too. You might be thinking how eating this contaminated fish with the pesticides and the heavy metals and the toxins that we just put into the water affects us. It can have direct impacts like respiratory organ problem, damage to the respiratory organs, digestive system, and receptive ability. This causes sickness in the human's body and sometimes, in extreme cases, even death. We need our oxygen. Without oxygen, we wouldn't be here. With 70% of the oxygen we breathe being made from the ocean, we need our oceans to be healthy and our ecosystem in the waters to continue to produce that oxygen in order for us to live. Overall, really, the ocean is just part of our Earth. We live on this planet. It's our duty not to be putting in these toxins in the first place, especially when it comes around back to us. Please join our cause and help stop purging of marine pollution once and for all. And there we have it. That's why we need your support and our organization to end the purging of marine pollution that affects humans, animals, and the environment negatively. Thanks for watching. Good luck next year purging.